Hello and welcome to the Sportsbet.io Euro podcast. This is this week's La Liga episode, but don't forget we do a Bundesliga and Serie A episode every single week, and keep an eye out on the Clubhouse TV channel for all of our content. Right, joined of course as always for this La Liga episode by Juan Castro, our friend over in Spain. We will start with Vallecano against Real Madrid. Juan, it's a pretty simple question. Was the win over Atalanta in the Champions League on Tuesday night Real Madrid's best win of the season?
Yes, it's like a kind of derby. It's not easy to play in Vallecas, but as you say, the win in Bergamo against Atalanta, I think makes Real Madrid stronger. They depend on themselves because they're only 2 points behind Barcelona, but one match less. And in Rayo Vallecano, they have to confirm this good performance, even considering that they lost in Bilbao in the last game. But the problem is who will be there, because a lot of injury in Real.
Who is injured at the moment?
Well, injured you have Carvajal, Alaba, you've got Mbappe probably. Vinicius we will see, because he finished the game in Champions League, but he's a bit tired, let's say. So I think it's a lot of absence, considering that the squad is not so long.
Yeah, it's really interesting one.
But
Is the feeling at Real Madrid that things are getting better, or is there still that kind of we're not 100% right yet?
No, 100%. I mean, the biggest problem of Real this season is the injury. I mean, if it's confirmed that Mbappe is injured for 1 week or 2 weeks, or maybe not, maybe he can play in Vallecas, that's another problem. But I think Real is a kind of unregular team because of the injury, also because they don't play good football. They lost in Bilbao. They win in Bergamo against Atalanta. We will see in Vallecas, not an easy stadium, because it's a bit narrow than the normal conditions of a football match. So we will see what happened there.
And like you say, I mean, Vallecano, they've drawn at home against Atletico so far this season. Looking through the form lines here, some pretty weak performances. Lost, of course, to Bilbao last time around. I mean, they're mid-table, and for Vallecano, 12th at the end of the season is job done, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's good enough for them to be in the middle of the table. They drop 1 point here, 3 points there. Their goal is, of course, not to be relegated. I was yesterday with James Rodriguez, which is the Colombian player.
Yeah.
He doesn't play at all. He will be not in the lineup against Real, but of course it's an extra motivation for them to play against Real in their home in Vallecas, which will be a really warm atmosphere. I think for Rayo it's a kind of motivating, excellent match to play.
Yeah, and James Rodriguez was a player I absolutely adored. He's got a great goal in the World Cup in 2018. He was a very, very good player. I always liked him a lot. And also, I don't know if anyone's seen this, but he was the focus of the world's worst ever headline. Did you see this, Juan? The name's James Rodriguez. So the name's Rodriguez, James Rodriguez, as in the James Bond thing. And it's the worst headline I've ever seen, in that it just does not make any sense whatsoever. It's the worst headline I've ever seen. We'll move on to Atletico Madrid as they take on Getafe here. I mean, we're running out of sort of compliments for Atletico at the moment with the way they're playing. This is being recorded on Wednesday morning. They've obviously got Slovan Bratislava on Wednesday evening, so do bear that in mind. But they've scored, 9 in the last 2. They are absolutely phenomenal. They are conceding a few goals, which is a bit different for a Cholo Simeone side. But again, at the moment, if I'm looking at Barcelona, who are at times being inexperienced, if I'm looking at the injuries that Real Madrid have got, I'm thinking, I don't know. Atletico Madrid increasingly feel like they might be becoming favourites to win this title.
Yes, I mean, at least I don't know if they are favorites to win this title, but they are right now in December. They are having the best performance in La Liga. They are, already 9 wins in a row, which is a lot. They don't concede too many goals. And of course, as you say, the three people forwards are really brilliant: Julian Alvarez, Griezmann, and Sorloth. So, I mean, I think it's the time. You know that I talk with a lot of Atletico fans, and they say this season is the time we can win because Barca is not so good. Real Madrid is a bit irregular, so why not? We can win the title. And against Getafe at home, they have to make this 10th step, this 10th victory to continue going forward.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? And again, obviously they have got the Champions League to contend with as well. But if it might be that it's kind of a bit of a chaotic season in Spain in certain ways, the biggest teams looking a bit weaker. But I honestly look at Atletico every week and I'm really impressed. And I come back again to how strong you were about 5 weeks ago when there was some nonsense being spoken of about Simeone, and you were just like, no, this is ridiculous. He's not going anywhere. They're going to start winning games again, and this is why you get an expert
Yeah,
like Juan
absolutely.
onto the show.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, it was a bit strange, and some very good journalists involved in those conversations, which was even more, I think, confusing. We'll head to Alaves as they take on Bilbao here at Athletic Club. Again, we talk about sides who are having great years. Athletic Club are fourth in the league. They're winning games. They look really smart. Alaves can be tricky to beat at home, let's be fair. But they are beatable. And the way that Bilbao at Athletic Club are playing at the moment, they're really smart. And they've got that really nice balance of discipline and then that explosive pace as well.
Yes, and in Vitoria, probably they are favorite against Alaves with the new coach, Chacho Coudet. We will see what happens. But as you say, Athletic is fourth, and is maybe right now is the real favorite for being in the fourth position at the end of the season. Really impressive team without any foreign player, with the brothers William, with this strategy to be calm and then very fast forward. So it's really entertainment to watch Atletico playing, and I will say that Ernesto Valverde is one of the most rated Spanish coach at the moment. Even he has a long career, but I'm impressed about how he can manage Athletic right now.
And a lot of coaches actually around Europe at the moment from Bilbao or from the Basque region doing incredibly well. You look at the Premier League, there's plenty there. The Bundesliga, there's one there. And it just never fails to amaze me, Juan, how a relatively small area, just a relatively small area, is just so incredibly good at developing both players and coaches, especially as in one side of of sort of how the football works there, a lot of players don't leave the area. So it's really
Yeah,
interesting as to how they keep players in, improve everyone, and when they do go, they're brilliant. But if they stay, then they're brilliant as well. It's a really interesting footballing part of the world.
yeah, it's admirable. I mean,
Yeah,
what Athletic does without any foreign player is incredible.
yeah.
You can say, okay, the Williams are not. Yeah, the Williams are from Pays Basque. Of course, they have origin in Ghana, but they are
Yeah.
from País Vasco. As you say, four coaches in Premier League: Lopetegui, Iraola, Mikel Arteta. So incredible. Xavi Alonso in Bundesliga. So what they have, I mean, they have a lot of passion for football,
Yeah.
good condition because it rains a lot and the grass are really good to play. So when they are really kids, they play in a good grass, So good conditions to train from the beginning, and a lot of passions, and also the people, the audience. They are in the north. I mean, it's already the whole day raining. It's windy, but they are also very passionate in this for the football. So the audience is really nice in Athletic, in Real Sociedad, and I think that's the reason for why Pays Basque, not only Bilbao, but Pays Basque is so passionate for football.
Yeah. And right now, fourth, a couple of points ahead of Villarreal. It's looking very good for them. It is looking less good, in a way, for Barcelona at the moment. I didn't realise it was quite as sort of as shoddy as this, if you will. 1 win in 5 in La Liga. I mean, having lost against Sociedad, drawn against Celta and Real Betis, losing to Las Palmas, only that battering of Mallorca, the good results in La Liga for them. It's not a surprise, though, Juan, in some ways, because if you've got a squad that's this young, they're going to have these huge bursts of brilliance and talent and energy. But they're also going to come with that inexperience. And is that what we're seeing at the moment? Are we seeing the inexperience hurting this young Barcelona side?
Yeah, probably not only that, the inexperience, but also that Flick has to fix a new team. It's true that in the first 10 matches they did it really well, but I think that the rivals, the enemies, right now they know how to play this Barca, this new Barca from Hansi Flick. So that's the reason they are not so consistent right now, and they're really unregular. Even considering that, I think this match against Leganés at home, I think it's let's say the kind of easy game for them. Leganés is not so strong out away, and they will fight for not being relegated. And I think Barcelona with Lewandowski, with Lamine, I think also the key of the question is Lamine, because almost all the matches they have lost was without Lamine. Right. So Lamine will be there, Lamine Yamal, and I think it's a kind of easy game right now for Barcelona.
Is there any pressure on Flick? I mean, there's always pressure because you're Barcelona manager, and if you're not winning game after game after game after game, there's pressure on you. But is there a feeling that the things are starting to turn a little bit on Hansi Flick?
I would say not pressure, but they are. I think Barca people now is a bit upset about what they consider excellent beginning of the season, and now it's not so good. I don't think Hansi Flick has the pressure to win the La Liga. I think they can wait, even they have not the pressure to win the Champions League. I think Barca people knows that it's a very young team that is in construction. But even considering this, I mean, in Barca you have to win always. Yeah. In Barca you have to compete always. And if you have the beginning of the season, you have to fight for La Liga till the end at least.
Absolutely. And right now, obviously, 2 points clear of Real Madrid, 3 points clear of Atletico. But obviously, as Juan has mentioned, both of those sides have games in hand in order to catch Barcelona. It is a really fascinating La Liga season because, honestly, there are 3 teams. Any one of the 3 winning the league from here would not be a surprise. And at the bottom, there is a few stories developing down there as well. Juan, thank you so much, as always, for your fantastic expertise. We will speak to Juan very, very soon as well. And again, don't forget to take a look at the Clubhouse TV channel for all of the content and all of the great expertise we bring you from sportsbet.io.